Okay, welcome one and all. Welcome to the neighborhood. I'm Jimmy, and this is Neighborhood Bees. Keeping bees in the backyard apiary, regular neighborhood. That's me. Anyway, I'm gonna read today's fortune and then tell you what I got going on today. Still got to order some more parts, but it's a work in progress. But let's see here. Today's fortune says, bam. Efficiency is doing better what is already being done. Efficiency is doing better what's already being done. In other words, you're already doing the job, just do it a little bit better. That makes you a little bit more efficient. You don't have to change everything, just, tweaks here and there. Anyway, that's the fortune. Today, I'm outside trying to, it's cold out. We're gonna go down to freezing tonight, or below freezing here in Central Virginia. I've got a couple of fruit trees that I want to cover up, so I'm gonna be doing that in a couple of minutes. But I've been working on my bee watering station. They should have water available to them, as close to them as possible. And for those of you who've been here, I have a rock back there on a barrel that has been my watering station for years, or a few years. And it's time to get it back out, although I won't turn it on until after this next freeze. But I've been getting ready, and part of it is I have these timers that I bought online, but this one has been about 5 years old, and it's finally failed me. This is a dual setup because I had one of them going to my drip irrigation system for plants, and I had some small vegetable stuff, and I had the other one going to the bee watering station, to where it would come on at a certain time in the morning, usually 8 o'clock in the morning, and it would go off at about 6 p.m. And then overnight it would be off because, bees aren't out there, and then come back on every day at that time. Well, it failed. I do have a backup. However, the backup is not as good as this one, so I will be ordering another one. But in the meantime, let me show you what I did to make the rock a little bit better. For those of y'all who don't know, this is my wine barrel, and I got a slab of wood here that I cut channels in, and where the water can drain off or soak into the wood as well. Then I put this big giant rock up here because I like the shape. It has a little pool in this area, however, not deep enough to drown bees, and I have rocks in the pool. But the birds can also get a drink if they want. And also, I just put some moss that we had around the property. We got moss around some of these trees back here, and there's moss in the woods. So I just grabbed some moss and put it there, and that holds moisture as well. This black hose drips, and this is what I need to make it look better, but this is what the timer runs the drip irrigation, and I can adjust the flow with these valves here. And I want to make it so that it tees off and goes down one side and down the other side. Haven't gotten to that part yet. So maybe up here. So that's my system, and the bees are right here behind it, so they can come out once they establish that this is their watering station, with the moss being wet and the drip irrigation working and everything. And I'll get it right. I'll put a T in here and split it off and have some of the water going on one side, some of the water on the other side. But it's just gonna take some messing around with it. But yeah, that's my watering station. So from everything I've read, you should have a watering station relatively close to the beehives so that they don't have to go that far. And what I'll do is I may spray a little sugar water in this area, may not, probably just leave it and they'll find it over the time. But yeah, the timer, we'll turn this on, let it run for, from 7:30 or 8 o'clock, whatever time I set it, until probably 6 or 7 o'clock. Mainly for the summer, it'll be hot. They'll be out later. So this should work. Yeah, and that's what I've been doing every year. Turn this on and establishing this. I turn it off in the winter so that the hoses don't freeze. And yeah, and it's not wasting water like running all night, overnight. So yeah, that's what I usually do. But I'll get you guys another look at this side and show you the pool. And yeah, that's it basically. But like I said, I just put moss. We've got moss growing all over the place. So if it dies, then I'll just wipe it off and put new moss. But it should be okay. It is in the shade, but it does get some sun in the mornings. So we'll see, whatever. But yeah, let me give you a look around. I know this isn't quite bee stuff yet, but this is the Beequip bag that you're supposed to put your equipment in, your bee boxes, to help save that comb from wax moth and everything. It's a very thick polymer. I'll put a link. It's upside down because obviously it's upside down, but I'll put a link in the description. But I'm using this to cover my trees. This is a cherry tree, and it's only the second year we've had this tree. So we got a freeze coming tonight, 30 degrees or below. So I put this bag here. I'll probably zip tie the bottom. And there's one more peach tree up front that is kind of too big for the small bag I have on it. So I do have 2 of these bags. I'll just have to take the bee boxes that I have in them, take them out, put it over that tree. And we have one more tree, but that's small enough to where the small plastic bags I have will be fine. But yeah, I'm gonna do this to the other one. And it only has to be overnight tonight because that's the last of the freeze, hopefully for the season. But I do want to protect this tree overnight. Anyway, that's it. So you saw the water. Here's the bags that I was mentioning. Okay, that's it for me. Like I said, it is important for those of you who are kind of new to beekeeping. It is important. Ooh, excuse the wind. It's coming. To have some sort of a watering station. Now, I also had some other water that I put out in jars in my bee buffets. They're not sponsored, but I'll put a link in the description of the bee buffet. But I have a few of them, and I usually put salt water, natural salt water, in those and stick them right next to it so they have a choice of fresh water off the rock and moss or the salt water. So that way the bees have a choice. They can choose which one they want or need. And yeah, my issue is we have a few deer that come through here, and almost every night they lick the rock and they knock the bee buffets off of the wine barrel there. So I'm gonna have to come up with a way. Maybe I can strap it down with a ratchet strap, strap the bee buffet down so that the deer don't knock it over. Strap it to the rock, or I'll do something. But yeah, so I give them the choice, and salt water or plain fresh water, which is gonna be dirty because it's on the rock. But every year they seem to enjoy it, so. All right, that's it for now. The swarm trap, still getting some, looky-loos, but nobody's moved in yet. I've heard of some other people catching swarms in the state of Virginia, but not necessarily in my immediate area yet. I still got to get into that copper top, but like I said, I'm in a hoodie because it's cold, and we're supposed to get below freezing, like I said. So anyway, I'm gonna go online and order me another one of these things, or find a better one that'll be able to have dual zone like this one, and be able to run for 12 hours and shut off. It's all on a timer, and they're battery operated. So this one, I left it out over winter, and it probably had water in here and it froze, because when I shake it, I can hear water. So my fault, I should have took it off, drained it, stuck it in the house over winter and brought it back the next year. But that's what I'll do the next time. Anyway, I'm gonna do that, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. So as always, have fun with your bees.